Here we are in Hasbrook Heights. Okay, here we are in Hasbrook Heights. It is August 12th, year 2000. That's where the backyard starts. And we're going to take a quick little tour of the house. Looks like they may be tearing it down in a couple of months, so we want to get a picture of it. And it's kind of run down compared to the way it used to be, but at least we'll get some kind of a feel for how it used to look. This is the front area. We don't usually use this area too much, but this is the front. There's a set of stairs there, and we'll walk up there and we'll walk around the porch in a minute. That's the front yard, and that's down the block one way. That's down the block the other way. And we'll walk around to the front here. Okay, here we are off of Summit. And this is the front yard. And there's the house. This is usually the way we come in and out. We'll get to the driveway, which is right up there. And you see the big wraparound porch. And the second floor and the third floor. Okay, that's one side of Summit where Columbus is. That's Cleveland. There's Al's house. There's the Cormanic's house. Right there. And here's the driveway. The driveway. We got a couple of cars in here. Used to have quite a few cars in here. Okay. There's the porch and the side door. That's the kitchen in there. There's the backyard. Big cherry tree. Some of the old picnic furniture, and there's the camper. And this is where the garage used to be, right here. It's no longer there, obviously. And then we just have this row of hedges down here, separate from the Cormanic's lot. Okay, now we're in the backyard, and there's the cellar, and a big cherry tree, and then we're back over on Columbus Avenue over there in the corner. There's the Jackson house, and the hedges. Third floor up there. Okay, we're going to walk up the front door here, the front stoop. And that's the front door. Now we go through the whole porch, which used to be in much better shape in the old days. Okay, and this porch runs pretty much probably 3/4 of the way around the house. It's down here and all the way down here. Okay, here we are again at the corner by the driveway. And this is basically how we get in the house most of the time. Okay, here's the kitchen. Inside the door, where we spent most of our time if we're not watching television, or in the pool room, which we're going to go in right now. Walking this way, and there's 3 very big rooms in here. We'll do a self-portrait real quick. Okay, this whole wall is mirrors. And then this is the dining room. And then we have a living room, and we have what we used to call a library, got a pool table in it, some books on the shelves and things. The porch is out these windows. Pool table, a bunch of books on it because we're getting ready to go. Pack the place up. There's the old piano. And there's one of the nice fireplaces that we just hate to leave. Picture of an old Irish cottage. These fireplaces were real nice. Okay. We're back in the kitchen. We're going to walk a different way. Walk through this little utility area. This is where the phone is, and there's a little desk. There's a bathroom over here to the right, just a regular small half a bath. Well, that's a full bath. It's got a shower and a tub. And this is the what we call the den. Here's the other fireplace. There's the angel, we used to call it. This is a nice fireplace. And as you can see, it's right on the back of the other fireplace where we used to be in the other room there. So this is the den. Then we go upstairs, and we'll do that in a few minutes, and we'll go to the second floor. Right now we'll go into the front hall. We're in the front hall here. It's going to be tough to see things. It's pretty dark in here, but this is where you come through the front door. You see all this heavy-duty woodwork up in the ceilings. A lot of woodwork up here. I believe it's mahogany. Some kind of a stained glass window there, and this goes into... This used to be part of the porch. Now we just use it for a storeroom, but for most of our lives it was what we called the playroom. And we had all sorts of things in here, air hockey table, and there's some benches and things like that. But this used to be part of the porch, and it was enclosed before we got here. Now it's filled with stuff. Okay, we're going to come back out. Now this is another way to get up the stairs there to... Uh-oh, is that a ghost? You never know what you're going to run into around here. Look at that. Here we are coming from the hall again. And we're in the pool table. I don't know if I did that already. There's the living room. There's the dining room, the chandelier up there. The dining room table, and you got the mirrors back there, and pretty big set of rooms. We're going to go to the den and go upstairs now. Okay, here we are in the den again. We're going to go up this set of stairs and go up to all the bedrooms and all that good stuff. Okay, we're up. This is the hallway where all the bedrooms are.
Hey Bob, what? Bob, well, you could come in here.
Here's the senile old man that lives here.
That mysterious ghost thing.
Mr. Usher, I think we call him, as you can tell. Okay, this is his bedroom. It's had its problems recently, but still hanging in there. And this is what I would call Kristen's room. Another bedroom. There's a way to get in off the hall there. Kristen and Aaron spent a lot of time in here when they were young, and then Kristen had it for a while by herself. So Kristen, this is your room.
Was the operating room in the original hospital?
Hear that? Dad said this was the operating room in the original hospital, which I didn't really get into too much of the history here, but this was a hospital for the Bergen County area.
It explains the red
early
stains that are on the
1900s.
wooden floor.
Okay, you missed that statement by Dad, but I guess there's a wooden floor under here and some red stains, which we believe is blood from the operating room. And over here, there used to be some kind of an archway into the next room that we're going to go into.
Oh, take those.
What's that?
My parents.
Okay.
Picture and,
Let's see, we got a couple of vintage pictures here. Is that Grandpa, the first one?
it's Grandpa.
Okay, there's old Grandpa. I don't know if how this is focusing, but we'll see.
You see a wedding picture.
Okay, there's the wedding picture. I don't know if I can get much closer. There we go. With the light and stuff.
Yes, that's right.
And
It's
then,
Grandma.
there's a big reflection on that one. I can't. Okay, there's Grandma. Grandma Joyce. She lived here for a while also upstairs. On the 3rd floor, which we'll go see in a little while. Okay, let's walk in here. This is where there's another bathroom, a little odd. We have a toilet room, and then we have the washer and dryer, and the shower, and the sink. This is where we...
He didn't leave till,
Okay, we're walking further down the hall. We'll go in here. When we first moved in, this was Owen and my room. Then I moved across the hall, and this became Matt and Owen's room. And basically, this is called the boys' room, and it's still got all their junk in it. No one's really stayed in here. So we'll turn around and go across the hall into what I would call my room. Erin may argue with that, because after I moved out to school, she took over. So she might call it her room. But I spent most of the time in this house in this room, I guess, when I lived here. And finally, down at the end of the hall here, we have the girls' room, and by the girls I mean Monica and Teresa. And this is pretty much how it looked the whole time they were here. And when guests are here, if they decide to take the chance, this is usually where they stay. Okay, so we're at the end of the hall, and we're going to walk all the way down to that end of the hall down there, and we can see another staircase coming up from the front, and Dad's office, and then we can go upstairs. Okay, this is the stairs coming up from the hallway. We came up here from the den, coming up here from the front hallway. The door to Kristen's room is right there, and we walk, there's a little closet there, and we walk in here to the old man's office, which has never looked better, I must say. This is a little desk here where I guess he keeps his tax information and school stuff. And out the front door there is part of the neighborhood. And let's see if we can get this is the backyard, I guess. Okay, there's that cherry tree, Mr. Jackson's house. And then here is the other staircase, a little closet. This goes up to the 3rd floor. And this is where we've had some tenants live every once in a while, and the grandmas have lived up here various times, along with various ghosts, I might add. Okay. This is the bedroom, basically, for up here, one of the bedrooms. Here we are again looking outside to the front side of the house. This is pretty cleaned out up here, there's not much. Okay, here we have the bathroom. And this was what I'd call the den or the TV room. Living room, whatever you might call it, for the apartment. Look further down here. We have the kitchen area. And back in this corner was the washer and dryer for the area. Okay, it's the kitchen. Have some good memories of coming up here with both grandmas and spending Friday evenings up here and having lots of fun watching TV and playing with everybody. This is another bedroom, or a dining room, I think it could be. And this is outside the side door. There's the Cormanick's house. And then this is kind of a little closet that goes underneath the roof. I need to show you that because you never know what's going to come out of there. It's a storage spot, and probably where all the ghosts today. And that's it, I think. I guess we could show you the basement for a minute, but might scare people a little too much. So we're going to walk back down the hall here and think about any other things that we want to film. Okay, to give you some perspective, we are in the front hall again. There's a little hallway that runs between the front hall and the den, and I've opened the door here to go down to the basement. I just had to add this because people just wouldn't believe it if you just told them this. So I turned the lights on and we're going to go take a look at this place. Probably me and Dad are the only two that have ever been down here for any length of time, so it's a pretty interesting place to see. Just come down the stairs. This is the first room on the right here. This is what we'll call the work room, where all of Dad's tools are and stuff. And 2 huge benches and just a bunch of stuff. That's all you're going to find down here. Over here, I don't know if you can see this on the video, but there's a door there. There's actually a toilet back there that works for anybody who actually wants to take the risk of trying to use it. Okay, so we come around here, and this is, there you go, low ceiling. A little taller than it used to be when I come down here. This is, I guess, what we would call the clubhouse. We used to have a clubhouse in here now. Of course, more storage. Pack Rat has everything in here that you could possibly imagine. We have this big dresser here, which is in still good shape. We have about 100 guitars and cases and games and books and all some old movies. All sorts of stuff in here. So this whole basement tour is really an amazing tour of stuff that we've either used or just thrown down here. Okay, there is the freezer. Pretty big freezer for meats or whatever as a secondary freezer. This is just kind of an open area where we have, oh, there's the boiler, hot water heater. Had lots of stories about that if anybody wants to ask. It's an old air hockey table. And a bunch more storage of stuff. I use that word a lot in this house. A bunch of games and things. There's the modern electrical board for part of the house anyway. It's in pretty good shape considering it's still cloth and lead wires and things like that. Just another little area here on the other side of the boiler room. There's the door. Okay, you can see the electric again. That door goes out to the outside backyard. There's a couple of windows there. And look, some more stuff. And this is an antique radio. Can't really see it very well. This radio has been there since the day we moved in. It was sitting there. And probably 30 years ago, it actually worked. It probably just needs some tubes and things. So, and then here we go. I'm not going to get any closer here because there's a lot of water on the ground, but this is the bicycle graveyard, I guess you could call it. Some more, it's probably 20 bicycles in this area down here. It's an old sled. And a bunch of furniture and things. Old gas meter up there. And I think that's it, folks. This is the whole basement. Signing off for now until I can think of something else to tape, but I think you got a pretty good picture of the house.